Hey guys, so as a requested video, someone asked for me to do a video on how to safely jack up your VW R36 and get it onto stands. So we'll jump into that now. I'll show you where you need to jack the car up so that you can safely lift it into the air without damaging anything. So on your R36, you have these little jacking covers in the side skirts. The owner's manual instructs you to remove those and jack it up off the pinch weld behind that. However, you can do it without actually needing to remove those covers. I'll show you the depth now and where you need to jack the car up. So you can see our jacking cover there. You don't actually need to remove it because it actually drops down at the back here. Now you can see along here, that's plastic side skirt. Underneath that there is still pinch weld, but the recommended position for lifting the car is actually just here. There's a reinforced section of pinch weld just here that is designed for you to be able to adjust or lift the car up in a pinch using your jack out of the boot. So if you have your jack that has a little bit of length, you can get it just underneath the sill cover and you'll clear the sill without damaging it, and you can lift it up from there. Now I'll lift the car up. I'll show you after I've got it up in the air and safely onto the stands exactly where to put your jack stands. So I like to get the car at the front and get it just underneath that pinch weld. Slowly lift the jack up. If you're worried about your pinch weld, they do actually do a product to go around the pinch weld that cups it. Then we can lift the car up safely. So at the back here, you can see your jacking point in the back. You can also see just here, the pinch weld. There's a piece of plastic side skirt that goes here, but that is the jacking point at the rear as well, if you need to do the back only. For location in the back, there's a couple of good locations. I like to take off just at the suspension pickup point just there. It seems to sit quite happily there. The other spot that you could probably safely do it is just on the chassis rail here. On our race car, this is a nice solid area that is nice and flat. It really depends on your jack stands as to what the top profile's like. This might be the safer method for you. It just depends, honestly, as to how much work you're doing and the jack stands themselves. At the front, another better look at the jacking point. As you can see just here, you can see that there's a little plastic cover along here that is also part of the side skirt, but this here is actually the hard jacking point. So you can see that there's a notch, whereas you come back into the side skirt, there's actually no notch. So this is the safe position to jack the car up from. For jacking point or mounting points in the front, there's a couple of locations that I like to use. My favourite is on the control arm bushes just there. As you can see, mine have a slight cup. You can see that they're mounted just nicely there. If you have a slightly narrower cup on the top of your jack stand, they'll go even better there. The other spot that you can do is under the front subframe, just over here as well, in a nice flat area. It's entirely up to you, but personally, I prefer the control arm bushes. This only becomes a problem if you need to do any work there. And before you go crawling under there, you probably just need to make sure that the car is reasonably stable by just giving it a gentle rock. So if you accidentally bump the car whilst you're under there, the car isn't going to fall down on top of you. So this methodology also works for putting your car onto the hoist. So as you can see, they recommend removing the lifting point covers, front and rear, and then going just underneath that pinch weld. Make sure that it's safely under that, because anything outside of that is not solid and you risk potentially damaging the car. So that's our full page specifically on a State R36. And slowly down. And that's how you jack your R36 Passat up and put it on safely onto jack stands. If this is something that you'd like, or you'd like to see something in particular, make sure to drop a comment down as to what you'd like to see, and make sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and hit the notifications bell if this is something that you really enjoy. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.